I'm nowcast meteorologist Jim Vaughn.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're now tuned into Chat City with P. Ross. Conversations and interviews are in the queue. Listen or join in. Here she is, P. Ross.
Greetings, everyone. Thank you for tuning in again to Chat City with P. Ross. I am your host, P. Ross, and I am delighted to be back in the studio today in the station with me. I do have Miss Miriam Rose, an entrepreneur who has traveled throughout Western Africa. She's been to Ghana, and she's here to share about what she's learned in Ghanaian music. And we also have with us today Mr. Chase4Racks, who is a rising musician. I'm sorry, I drew a blank there. Forgive me. Welcome to the show, everyone. Welcome to the show. Hello?
Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
All right. So this past week, let's give you an update on a story we have been following. That's because it's out of the area that I'm from, Moore County, North Carolina. Today, I'm going to share with you just a little bit that the Alicia Watts story. That was a missing person who was missing July 16th of this year, and unfortunately was found unalive in August. And unfortunately, she was a victim of domestic violence. So we have vowed to help other women not go through the things that we are finding that Alicia went through. Her killer, James Dunmore, was supposedly her boyfriend and did this awful thing to her. He was caught and he's been jailed, and today they brought him out again before the public to just do some things with him. So just remember to keep the Watts family in your prayers. We're just thankful that he's been caught. My guest, Miriam Rose, is familiar with the story because she's out of that area. And Miriam, do you care to say anything about that situation down there in Moore County with Miss Watts?
Well, I think women need to be a little bit more watchful, self-included, of who they spend their time with, especially if there's red flags, which apparently there were some red flags. It's really horrible because she was very active in the community, contributed a lot to the community. So to have someone like that die in such a fashion, yes, horrible.
Yes. So again, keep the Watts family in prayer. Her favorite color was green. So on my social media page today, I put the little color green up and placed on there justice for Alicia Watts. So we're going to keep her memory alive in a positive way now that this thing has happened to her and she's been found. So anyway, moving right along. What have you two been doing on this past week? Chase, I want to hear what you've done over this past week up until Thursday, today.
Well, it's been a busy week, honestly. Really, I've just been working, trying to perfect my craft, try to get better at just overall life, communication, art, music, everything. Just taking it day by day, being grateful for everything I have, everything I've gone through, and just taking it day by day, trying to progress to a better me.
All right. And Miss Miriam, anything exciting for you this week?
Yes, I've gone to do some little tasks in my place. I'm remodeling it and hang up pictures and making it a little bit more homey and working on my property and improving that. And keeping in touch with some of my friends in Ghana, reconnecting since I haven't been there in a bit.
Okay.
And the musician that I work with, Dawuni, he's released a new song this week, so that was very cool.
All right. Before we get into Rocky, I just want to say this. I had something very exciting happen to me today. All right. So social media is my friend, but not to the point where it comes to Twitter and Instagram. So those are my weak points there. So I don't know. I think maybe Chase, you're more into Instagram and Twitter?
I would say Instagram.
Okay, Instagram.
Yeah.
All right. I think people in your age group are more into Instagram than I am. I'm a Facebook fan. They say Facebook is for old people. But anyway, I decided I was going to kick the dust off my Twitter the other day, and I only have like 6 followers on Twitter. And when I went back to see who is this person following me, I got the little notification that it was Cheryl Underwood. If you know Cheryl Underwood, she's the host of the Talk TV show. She's a phenomenal comedian and actress. And I'm like, thank you, Miss Underwood, man. She's also part of a sorority. That's not what and the sorority she belongs to. I'm wearing their colors today. I'm not in that sorority. I don't belong to any groups. But that is not the reason why I wore the color today. But if Miss Underwood just happened to be watching, okay, Miss Underwood, I got this on for you, okay? But no, I'm just thrilled of that she started following me. So I know I got to be on my P's and Q's now. And I'll probably talk a little bit more on Twitter these days. So, all right. And if you're interested, at Ross Whisk 1, at Ross, ROSS, Whisk, WHISK 1. That's where you can follow me. All right. Moving right along. I did mention earlier on our pages that this is Music Thursday. And why is it Music Thursday? Because both of my guests are heavily into music and from different genres of music. Today we're gonna start off with Chase4Racks. Chase4Racks. CHASE 4, the number 4, and then RACKZ. Chase is a rising star in the music world. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm just having a little trouble here today. He's been captivating audiences with his music, his unique blend of hip hop and rock influences, and he's been playing. Let's see, I think he started with piano and trumpet. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, at the age of 13.
Yep.
How'd you get started with those 2 instruments, sir?
Really, it just came from like my parents. Like, I remember the first like real Christmas gift I can remember is like them giving me like a keyboard.
Okay.
And I didn't know really much about it. I was just messing with it, and I eventually like my mom was like, "You just making too much noise. You need to go ahead and actually learn to play." So she got me some lessons, and I remember I used to go from like football practice, right after football practice, to go straight to the piano lessons. My teacher, I had my football gear and pads and everything on, playing the piano.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's really how I got started. And then in middle school, I went to a performing arts school, and I learned the trumpet there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now, what made you choose the trumpet?
Really, they just gave us an instrument. They didn't really give us no choice. They was like, "You look like you play trumpet. Hey, here's a trumpet." You
look like you play trumpet.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. That's funny. All right. Okay, I would like to mention that we had Chase's mom on the show 2 times. She was here last week, and she was here a time before. We interviewed her as a lady truck driver. So that was really fun and neat. What did you think about your mom leaving her long-time career and going into truck driving?
Really, I was like on the edge about it because I was like, I ain't gonna see my mom for months at a time, and like she on the road with strangers and all types of stuff can happen. But at some point, I feel like it brought us closer because it showed me that that we really had to take care of ourselves and I had to take care of her, what's going on. But I'm really proud of her for what she's did. Showed me that you can really do anything at any age, and yeah, I'm very appreciative and proud of her.
Yep, love your mom. Hey, Miss Anita, if you're watching or listening. Yeah. So, Chase, when you started with the piano,
Yes, ma'am.
tell me how it was for you when you first sat on that piano bench and hit your finger on that first key.
That was a long time ago, but I'm gonna try to remember. But
well, if you don't, it's fine.
I just remember really I couldn't play it at first. I was like then I remember somebody saying it's 88 keys. I'm just like, wow, like I don't know what to do. But then little by little, I learned from my teacher. I kind of forgot her name, but she taught me basically almost everything I know, from chords to just all around life. So yeah.
Okay. All right. I play a little piano myself.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yep. I haven't played in a while. I have a piano at home, but it's a bunch of dust on it right now. It's been a while, but anyway. All right. So you chose to become a rapper. All right. All right. So where'd that influence come from?
Really, it just came, like, I would say organically, because all my friends, they would, like, when I was in college, we all get together and we just put on a beat and everybody just say what they got to say. And then my friend, his name was Devin, we called him Devo. He was like, I got this new app that you could just record yourself. We could just record each other, like, on, it's called GarageBand. So we would all get together and just like make songs, and all they didn't want that good when we first started. Like progressively got like more like cohesive as like we all was trying to take it more serious, and we started sharing it with our friends, and then eventually we started throwing little parties and inviting people to come listen to our music, and it was just all around like it was kind of fun and just exciting, like just the feeling of sharing something you created from literally nothing into the world. Yeah.
So I don't know much about these music apps, but I'm wondering, were your friends did they have any training with instruments as like you?
No, I think that's what kind of really inspired me, because my friends really didn't have any type of knowledge of like keys, notes, anything. They would just press record and just get on the beat or whatever. So it really just showed me that, like, it just gave me like the impression that I could really do this, because if somebody that doesn't have any musical knowledge telling me like or showing us how to create music and put it out there and show other people, it's just like I just took that opportunity and just really try to make the most of it. So yeah.
Okay, all right. Now, performing in front of your friends, what is that like? Or performing in front of an audience of people that you don't know, what is that like for you?
It's always nerve-wracking until you do it. Like you be so in your head about like if people gonna like it, or if like you gonna fall, you gonna trip, whatever. It's just like you just thinking the worst. But then once you get up there, you realize like this is actually a peaceful and like spiritual moment, and like you're really connecting with people through art. So it's very like powerful and meaningful.
Okay, all right. Now, writing your own songs, writing your music. When did you discover, hey, I can, this is something I can do, and when I put it together, it looks like it blends and it'll fathom over well?
Well, I kind of really don't write my music. I kind of just like just say what's on my mind, because usually the music that comes out is just like something that like I feel like I gotta feel it. Like I can't sit down and write, because when I write I'll be like nah, it's not that good. Like it's something I have to like hear myself do, and like getting on like kind of like a mode almost. Like I can't really just sit and write it, because I feel like it's not genuine. It's not coming from my head. It's coming from like, oh, what if I do this, I'm gonna do this. Like it's like more technical rather than emotional and spiritual. So yeah.
Now, you're a native of Greensboro, North Carolina, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then you decided to go to college at East Carolina University?
Yes, ma'am.
That's far away from Greensboro.
Yeah.
What made you choose East Carolina?
Like you said, I just wanted to get it far away. Like I didn't want to see anybody I knew.
Ooh, Mom, are you listening to this?
She knows.
Okay,
But,
all right.
Yeah, I just didn't want to see nobody I knew, because like I know I had built up a reputation that wasn't like the most satisfactory in my like city or whatever. So I really just tried to get away and like recreate myself.
Okay.
Yeah, and that came with separation, honestly.
Okay. All right. If you're just tuning in, you're listening to Chat City with P. Ross on Oak 93.5 FM, WRLY, here in Raleigh, North Carolina. My guests today are Miss Miriam Rose, who has a desire to spread African music a little further than where it is, and Mr. Chase4Racks, who is an aspiring rap artist. All right. So we've been talking to Mr. Chase4Racks. Tell us about this unique name you have. Where did that come from, Chase?
It really came from really my name. My actual name is Chase. So, and like you said, I went to college and my major was biology.
Okay.
So it really came freshman year when I had a teacher or a professor to say we was in bio 1200 or whatever, and she would always be like, Chase, get the racks, or Chase, get the racks. So I was just like, she keeps saying that, so I was just like, why not go with that? And that's really how it came.
We're gonna give a shout out to your teacher
Yeah.
that gave you your name. All right. Now, when I read your bio, I see that you also are a tattoo artist.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell us about this now. Where'd you pick that skill up from?
Really, when I was I always could draw, or at least I thought I could draw. I always was drawing on stuff, drawing on disc and
Did you say drawing on desks?
Yeah, in
people?
school I used to always draw on my desk, and really, I was like you can see I got tats, so I was getting a tattoo, and the artist, he was trying to put this, I was trying to get this yin and yang on my arm right here, and he was trying to literally draw the circle, and you know how hard it is to draw a perfect circle. It's almost impossible, especially on somebody's skin. So I told him it's the easier way. You can just print a picture out and put it on me that way. So I showed him that way. Then he said, why don't you might as well be the tattoo artist since you know everything. So that gave me the idea, okay, maybe I should try something like this, because obviously you didn't know what was going on. So then I told him, yeah, I'm interested in becoming a tattoo artist. He was like, well, just hang around the shop, hang around me, and I'll take you under my wing. And yeah, shout out to Charles for that, because that was a
Charles,
major.
we're going to give you a shout out. All right. So the first person that you put a tattoo on, well, did you try it on yourself first and then you?
Nah, I'm gonna be honest. I took a risk. I tattooed somebody before I even tattooed myself. So, but her name was Kiera. I don't know why she trusted me to do this, but I guess because she seen my drawings. I used to post my drawings a lot before I even tattooed anybody. So I guess people knew I knew somewhat about art and how to put something together. So.
Okay. And what tattoo did you put on that young lady?
I said it was a King of Hearts, the card, King of Hearts. Yeah, it was kind of a nerve-wracking experience, but I did it, and she happy. She asked me for tats all the time, but like you said, I was in Greenville and stuff, so I was always moving around.
All right. How long did it take to put that tattoo on her, or? How long
It
does
was
it
a
take
small
in
tat.
general?
I'll probably say 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
It was a real small tat.
Uh-huh.
And then after, everybody was like, whoa, you really tatting? Let me get a tat. And it was just a trickle-down effect after that.
Okay. All right. Now, let's go talk a little bit more about your music. Different types of genres of music out there. You chose hip-hop. There's a lot of, back in my day, hip-hop was considered a clean type of music, and then there became some ugly things behind hip-hop. There was the rap wars. There was the East Coast versus the West Coast. And then all of that seemed to have mellowed out, and now we're here at your era. Seemed like there's a lot more violence, I would say, with the type of music you chose to spread. Not saying that's what you do. Don't take that the wrong way, but tell me how do you feel about that, Chase?
Really, I understand your point, but at the same time, I feel like music is an experience. So whatever people go through or whatever people see in life, that's what they speak through their music. Me, I feel like for me, my music, I don't talk about that because I never did anything to that nature, harming somebody else intentionally. So I really just talk about my life experiences and what I go through, and you can hear that in my music all the time.
Okay.
But yes, and I kind of more so focus on the melodic and harmonic element of music rather than just talking about doing something to somebody or trying to harm somebody, trying to steal something. And I'm more focused on building my community up and showing people that it's other ways to be successful in life without like getting over on somebody.
That's very good. Thank you, sir. Chase4Racks has given us permission to play his music. Today we have 2 songs that we're going to play. The first one is called One Life. Tell us a little bit about that song before we play it, Chase.
Well, One Life is just like, I remember I made that song. I was just like, whatever I'm doing in life, like, do it to the best of your ability, because you only got one chance at it. So I was really just in a state where I felt like all I got is this one opportunity in life, and I don't want to waste it. So just trying to live every moment to the fullest.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Chase4Racks, One Life.
Only one life, I'ma live it right. It's crunch time, get up on your grind. I ain't got time to be on the sideline. Can't be shy, aim for the sky. You do what you can, I do what I want. My freak on the seat, she ready to feast. They know I'm a king, I handle emergencies. I remember it was curving me. Guess that meant we trading seats. I was really in the streets, like the cash attracted me. Only one life, I'ma live it right. It's crunch time, get up on your grind. I ain't got time to be on the sideline. Can't be shy, aim for the sky. Can't waste no time, I won't trust those lies. Decisions gotta be wise. Got her so excited to be mine. You know this lifestyle price. For me when you ride, know I catch the tide. Flip you on your side, and you know I'm deep inside. It get really rough, but she can't get enough. Came from the slums, so I'm really numb. Only one life, I'ma live it right. It's crunch time, get up on your grind. I ain't got time to be on the sideline. Can't be shy, aim for the sky.
All right, that was Chase4Racks, One Life. Chase, what methods do you use when you, well, you kind of told us that. I was going to ask you, what methods do you use when you write your music? But you kind of shared that already.
Yeah, I can go deeper into
Okay, go deeper then, sir.
Usually when something like really powerful that evokes emotion in me, I try to like harness that into my music. Like if it's something bad or I'm stressed or something, like I'll be like, let me just sit down and relax, try to do something productive with the feelings I'm feeling right now, and like produce something. Because usually when I get that feeling, I know it's like something is, like needs to be said, rather than, you know, just sitting there soaking in the moment or whatever I'm going through. So yeah.
All right, very good. All right, if you're just tuning in, you're listening to Chat City with P. Ross on Oak 93.5 FM, WRLY. I have in the building with me today Chase4Racks, who is a rap artist, and Miss Miriam Rose. Miss Miriam Rose, welcome to the show again. Give you that welcome. Miriam is a entrepreneur who has traveled to West Africa. She's originally from California. What part of California, Miriam?
Southern California initially, and then Northern California.
Okay, all right. She was a part of a landscape, or she owned a landscape business, and that business carried her to West Africa, to Ghana, and with a project that she had. And from there, I think it was a 1 week stay that turned into a whole month.
Yep.
Okay, all right. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I went initially to do landscaping on a learning center, and I just wanted a trip, actually. And so I had this opportunity, and I had such a good time of it and met very wonderful people, admired the culture, and just decided to stay a few extra weeks.
Okay, and so you, during that time, met a famous person. I'm going to call him famous person, Rocky Dawuni. Did I pronounce his name correctly?
Dawuni.
Dawuni, who is a Ghanaian artist. And he has this want to spread his music around the world, and you decided to help him with that. Tell us about your meeting Rocky.
Well, initially, I actually met him in the U.S.
Okay.
After I spent time in Ghana, I liked the music, and I wanted, when I got back to Los Angeles, there's so many different musicians in Los Angeles, so many different styles. I saw him, an article about him, and I ended up meeting him. And then, kind of go a bit of time, I had a business there related to advertising and promoted his concert that he was doing. So that's kind of made the relationship or the connection go faster.
Okay. And that first meeting, how did you actually meet him? I mean, what was that day like when you met Rocky?
I met him in a club that he was performing at, but I'd spoken to him a few times before.
Okay.
So it's interesting because just from speaking to him, it seemed like I had known him for a long time. So it was almost like fast friend, and it kept me connected to Ghana because he bridges both. He lived in LA and in Ghana. So, yeah.
Okay. All right. So now let's talk about you in Ghana. What was Ghana like? Can you share that experience with us?
Yeah. Well, I went initially in 2000. So much different than it is now. But the airport was very small, and got off the plane, and somebody was supposed to pick me up, but I waited and waited. There's so many. Anyway, so that's so that was the first thing. But I felt right away that the trip was going to go very well. And I think the first image I got when I got off the plane is I thought to myself, this is going to be so different than what normally gets told about Africa. I just immediately felt like it's different than what I imagined, and I should just, drop any consideration I have about it being one way or the other and just experience it.
Okay. So when you had you heard any Ghanaian music before you arrived in Ghana?
No, as a matter of fact,
Okay.
I didn't. I had no real connection at all, other than I liked certain African, like jewelry, beads, and imagery. I liked some of that. So that's the closest, really.
Okay. All right. And can you tell us what was it about the first Ghanaian song that drew you in and said, hey, I want to help Rocky spread this music around the world?
Yeah, it's almost hard to put into words because it kind of went really fast. I liked Rocky. I liked what he was doing, liked his music, so agreed to help him with in an advertising way. And then it's just being sort of connected to it. Then you start listening. There's some incredible musicians there. You underestimate the power of that music. So, it sort of went really fast in a way. And, I had a business there with someone, and then I would go like once a year initially, and then later I'd spend more time there. So, yeah.
Okay. All right. Now let me ask you this. You said that 1 week in Ghana turned into a month. All right.
Yeah.
What did you do in all that period of time when you were there?
Wow. So the project took a little bit longer than a week. I think it was originally maybe 10 days it was supposed to be. And so then I met some people there, and from that, as long as I'd gone, halfway around the world, I wanted to enjoy the trip, and I ended up meeting someone who would eventually I would go into business with. I just went out, listened to music, made some friends. I don't know all the days exactly what I did, but they were definitely full. I went to the beach. The area that I went to do the learning center actually is by a river, a very nice coastal area. So I spent some more time there. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Did it take you long to adapt to their culture?
Yes and no.
Okay.
I'd say.
Explain.
Yes and no. In some ways, it was very easy for me. And in other ways, like any culture, any different culture is different. Then I think part of it is working on a project. It was not only the landscape, but I had to also work with the actual structure to it at some way in order for me to do my job. So, the time of things, sometimes materials wouldn't show up on time, or, the crew wasn't there. It's kind of normal construction in a way when you deal with projects. But being in a whole new environment, I'd have to go, I couldn't just find what I wanted just anywhere. Taking a taxi and getting stuck along the way, just the things we take for granted. I think that was it. The things we take for granted, which is the ease of getting things and getting places, that's, took a little getting used to.
Did they have like any certain areas where, like we would have here, music venues or a place where you could just go hang out and just chill, relax, listen to whatever you want to
Yeah.
Did you do that while you were there?
Yeah, I did. Even on
Okay.
the first trip, they'd have these what they call like drinking spots, and they'd play music in the background. And then there was by the beach outside of Accra, which is the capital city, there was a nice spot by the ocean that, that I listened to music. It wasn't until I really got to know Rocky that I connected more broadly with the music. And got to hear it live. That's the big difference.
Okay. All right. Now, you recently took a trip back to L.A., is that right?
Yeah.
Or to see Rocky in concert.
Yeah.
What was that like for you?
Well, it was great because I haven't been back to Ghana in a number of years and haven't got to see Rocky that much. It was in downtown Los Angeles, and it was just fabulous. He was with a larger than usual band. It was just produced so well. It was great to be there.
Okay. Tell us a little bit more about Rocky's music.
Rocky consciousness music, you could say. He does reggae, Afrobeat, Afro roots. He kind of crosses various genres of music, but it's all, positive. His lyrics are positive, definitely uplifting. And the musicians he has in his band, it's just top notch. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And let's see. He is a 3-time nominated Grammy artist.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit more about that. I mean,
Well, it's kind of, exciting to know because I knew him before, obviously, all these Grammys, and just to see his progression, but partly because Rocky does a lot of good works, really spreading and putting a good face to African music. He mentors other musicians, records with other musicians. I think that this is a really good acknowledgement of what he's done and the quality of his music and the message.
okay. All right. We're going to play a little bit of Rocky Dawuni.
Dawuni.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Didn't pronounce that correctly. We're going to play a little bit of his music today. I have a song called Wickedest Sound. Do you know anything about that song? Any background to that?
Well,
Miriam?
He worked with another popular artist in Ghana called his name is Stoneboy, and Stoneboy raps with the song. So Rocky sings, but then there's part of the song where Stoneboy raps. So Rocky's been doing more music with other artists. So it's catchy. It's got a great video also. It's a good song.
Okay. All right. We're going to play a little bit of it for you today. Rocky Dawuni featuring Stone Boy. This song is called Wickedest Sound.
Everybody now they talk. Afro music they for top. Everybody go say yeah. Now they know we no go stop. Everything we touch be hot. Everybody go say yeah. Ready or not, we go to come with the wickedest sound. Ready for more? We go to kill them with the wickedest sound. Now master come down today. It no be easy for them. But you in the dream. Now him they know he no be joke. The road that they take we make. go to kill them with the wickedest sound. Abochina so say, Magana dunia ina de chause. Wayase ni gobe, na lokwa lambaki yo. Na iwa kandadi, Sikaila wakabani. Unyani American, and you me chuma wo. We know they in a hurry. We are gonna kill them with the wickedest sound. Now if you take them easy, we are gonna kill them with the wickedest sound. We know they rush your body. We know they follow nobody. We know they rock your body. Oh, we know they rush your body.
All right, that was Rocky Dawuni featuring Stone Boy. Wickedest sound. Chase4Racks.
I got big
Hold on.
racks, but ain't no kicking back. I know you meant that.
Hold on, we're gonna stop that song. I'm sorry. Chase4Racks, tell me what you think about that song we just played.
I like that. I like the vibe of it. I like the movement of it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm definitely follow up with them and see what songs I can, what other songs I can listen to, because that was a good one.
Uh-huh. All right. So he said that was a good one. Now, the wickedest sound, it had me a little nervous, Miriam. I'm going to tell you why. Because I was like, and I did go back and watch the video. It's all right. It's
There's nothing too wicked about it.
No too wicked, right. Because let me tell you something. I mean, in all honesty, when we hear Africa sometimes, we think voodoo, right? At least I do. I'm just going to be honest with you. And I'm like, wait a minute. What kind of music is this going on here? But no, that was not bad. Nothing wicked about that, in that sense of evil, I would say. Yeah. Okay. All right. So is that one of your favorite songs that you chose for us to play today?
I have a number of favorites.
Okay.
I chose that one because it's more recent and I listened to it. The rap part came a little bit later in the song, but I know you couldn't play the whole thing. So, I have a favorite. I think it's one of the other ones I put on, like Afro Roots Vibration or something.
We're going to play another one of Chase4Racks songs before we go back to another one of Rocky songs.
Cool.
All right. Chase4Racks. This next one that we're going to play of his, and if you're just tuning in, you're listening to Chat City with P. Ross on Oak 93.5 FM. I have in the building with me today Mr. Chase4Racks, an inspiring, uprising popular, I'm going to say popular, music artist. And then we have Miss Miriam Rose, who's sharing Ghanaian music with us today. All right. So Chase4Racks, this next selection that we're going to play of his is called Big Racks. Tell us about this song before we play it today.
Well, yeah, it's just my, I feel like it's my alter ego. Big
Your
Rack.
alter ego.
Yeah, it's more of a alter ego, I say. So,
all right.
Just really, just my passion and my drive, really, just honestly, that's all it's about. Just pursuing whatever you got to pursue to be better,
Pursuing whatever you got to pursue to be better.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So this next song, Big Racks.
I got big racks, but ain't no kicking back. I know you meant that, so I'ma switch gears. It's hard for me to care. Everything on me rare, pulling with a new pair. Airways, I was there. Run up on me, don't you dare. I'ma send him to his lair. Boy, richer than the mayor. Might as well keep it player. Drink got me swerving, got me thinking, was it worth it? Got to figure out my purpose, and to fix what wasn't working right. Stay with 100 blockers, and you know we keep me on. Ain't none I can't accomplish. Everything I want, I got it. From the jungle, watch you line. I can see it in her eyes. I'm done with the milk, I'm raising the price. If you ain't break bread, you can't get a slice. I was in the trap, you couldn't even find me. Finally, you pulled up perfect timing. Is it cause I'm shining, or it's cause I'm grinding? What's dark will come to the light. Too bad we can't rewind. I know I'll be alright, but I damn near lost my mind. I got big rents, but ain't no kicking back. I know you meant that, so I'ma switch gears. It's hard for me to care. Everything on me rare, pulling with a new pair. Airways, time to stare. Got to say my heart not there, but to walk hard here. Looked in the mirror, it was crystal clear. I had to face my fear. Did a dash, put my past in the rear. Focusing on my future, it's almost here. Needed you the most, you had disappeared. Ain't no accident, now I'm really lit. Got a rubber tint, and I'm fresh as like a man. Marathon, not a sprint, I'm as consistent as a kid. Made it out of 6, now we stacking chips. Now we having it. We took a risk to get rich, had to make a strategy to live like lavishly. Women coming rapidly, they want a piece of me, fulfilling all her fantasies through her anatomy. How she like it. I got big rents, but ain't no kicking back. I know you meant that, so I'ma switch gears. It's hard for me to care. Everything on me rare, pulling with a new pair. Airways, time to stare.
All right, that was Chase4Racks, Big Rap. Miriam Rose, give us some feedback on that song. What do you think about it?
It's very heartfelt.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Very heartfelt.
I like the melody.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. If you've been listening and you wish to speak to one of our guests today, feel free to call us now at 919-899-9305. Again, you can call us now at 919-899-9305. Do not be shy. All right. So, Miriam, let's talk a little bit more about Mr. Dawuni.
Yeah. There was something I was thinking about also is he's very artistic, and that there's so much art culture in Ghana. It kind of weaves itself through the music, and that's not just, the music that I was connected to, but also the fabric and the artistry. It's part of the bigger picture.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All right. Describe what one of his concerts are like.
I'll talk about the one that we did in Ghana.
Uh-huh.
We did a huge concert celebrating Ghana's 50th anniversary of independence.
Uh-huh.
Gained independence in 1957, and this was the 50th anniversary. It was a huge deal. It was intense, and it was just great. Everybody was excited. It was by a beach.
Uh-huh.
It was challenging, but at the end of the day, it worked out really, really well. It was really great to be a part of that, to celebrate a country's independence for that period of time. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's see. You said that Rocky wants to spread Ghanaian music a little bit more than what it is. Is it just like stuck in one spot? Or not a lot of people?
No, it's actually not stuck.
Familiar with it? Or?
I think it's just getting wider and wider. I think really African music as a whole. Not just Ghanaian music, but African music as a whole, and it actually is getting out there. I go into if I go into a shop or something, sometimes I'll hear it on the radio. Different artists that I know. So I think because you have all the abilities to stream, listen, so many channels, you can pick, what genre of music you want. Mm-hmm. And so I think it's grown leaps and bounds. But definitely he does have a heart for spreading it,
Mm-hmm.
Throughout the diaspora. So that is his intention and has been since I've met him.
Uh-huh. So you currently reside in the Moore County area. And you have a desire to get it there.
Yes.
What's your plan?
But I don't know that I have exactly a plan. kind of thought about it almost accidentally. But yeah, I'd like to see it spread everywhere too, because it's wonderful music. I think I like world music generally, but of course I have an affinity for African music. So I think it could just, it adds to sort of, adds to music as a whole, brings a different flavor, a different color. So why shouldn't people be, maybe they've never listened to it, maybe they've never thought to listen to it. There's a lot of fabulous female artists as well that I think people can be exposed to in different countries, from Mali, from different African countries.
Okay. Any other Ghanaian artists that you favor other than Rocky?
There's a sort of I don't say old school, but one of an elder statesman of music, and his name is Jedobla Ambule. He plays a saxophone. He's really great. His voice and his performance. I really like his music. There's others too. There's a female, Afia. I was fortunate to go to a number of concerts. Whenever I'm in Ghana, I will definitely go listen to live music. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so we're gonna play another one of Rocky Dawuni's songs. Get Up, Stand Up.
That's actually, let me just interrupt.
Okay,
That's
sure.
a Bob Marley song that he's covering. So,
Okay,
yeah.
all right. I noticed the title. I didn't go back and I didn't listen to it when it was sent to me.
Yeah.
But I kind of figured it would be something similar
Yeah.
or a cover of that song. All right, here we go. Get Up, Stand Up.
Preacher man, make you no talk, say heaven day under the earth. I know say you no know what this life be worth. All that go the glitter go be gold. Half my story never been told. So now you see my light. Wait till you go do. Stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. Yeah. Most people they think say a great God go come on the sky. He go take away everything, make everybody feel high. If you know what life be worth, you go look for your son earth. Now you see my life. Stand up for your rights. Come on. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. With the sick and tired. With the sick and tired. We know where we understand.
My God is a living man.
You faithful people sometime.
Can't follow people all the time.
So now you see the light. Where do you go do?
Stand up for your rights.
Get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. Where you go do? Get up, stand up. Now where you know? Stand up for your rights. Where till you go do? Get up, stand up. Where till you go do? Now don't give up the fight. Whoa yo, whoa yo yo yo, whoa yo, whoa yo yo yo, whoa yo, whoa yo yo yo, whoa yo 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 yo, whoa yo 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 yo, whoa yo 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 yo, whoa yo 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 yo. Never give up the fight.
Okay, that was Rocky Dawuni doing a cover of Bob Marley's "Stand Up for Your Right." Chase4Racks, what you think about that one?
I like the flow of it. It made me get the vibe of like just on an island somewhere.
All right. Now, Chase, you said that you like blending hip hop and rock music together. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What do you know about rock music? Tell
Uh,
us what you know about that.
I know a lot about rock
Okay.
and roll, like just like with artists or like the sounds. Cause I usually take the instruments and implement them into my music. Cause like I said before, I make beats and I create my own music from scratch. So I really just I like the sounds, really the vibe, but just feeling free.
Now, you said one of the drawing inspiration artists that you like, or one that you draw from, is the late PNB Rock. I heard a little bit about PNB Rock when he passed away. I really don't follow too many of those artists like now. I mean, who they are now, the younger generation. But you tell me why he was such an inspiration to you.
I really just liked how he wasn't really like someone that was like a hardcore type of music. Like it wasn't like just kill somebody or whatever. So I really just like the melodic element of what he had going on. And one of my favorite songs was just Questions. I remember just playing that song like over and over, and because I related so much to it, and just I like the emotion he put into the songs, and it made you really feel what he was actually feeling.
All right. What do you think about all that's happening in the world of trap music and hip hop today? With all these artists, I mean, I would be nervous for my son if I was to have one. If he was to come to me and say, "Mom, I want to go into this era of, or I want to do this for a living." I mean, and what you see a lot of now is just a lot of, like I said earlier, violence. If you had to choose another genre of music, would you? Being all that's going on today, and what is your solution, Chase, for all this violence that we got coupled along with this type of music today?
I really say that I really can't choose what type of music I make. I just make the music, like I said, comes from what I go through and what I relate to. And the solution to it really is just stop supporting it. Like we need to start actually uplifting each other and start just coming together, because that's what it is, just divide. Like it's a big divide in what's going on from right from wrong. And really we can all stop it. We just accept that what's wrong is wrong and what's right is right, and just come together.
Miriam, do you have any suggestions or solutions for our listening audience today on this type of music that's out there? And it's not just that type of music. I mean, there's a variety of music, but it seems like it's concentrated in the era of in the genre of hip hop and trap music. What do you think?
Yeah, I come, because of how old I am. I've been around almost the inception of rap and all of that. I don't like, any music that necessarily promotes violence, but I think music in its genres goes through an evolution, and sometimes you have to go through that evolution. Some people need to speak about certain things through their music, and those are important messages to get out for those artists. Not condoning the violence part of it, but I do think that people should be free to communicate, and then the listener judges. As far as being connected to Rocky's music, he has very, message, generally very positive and very acknowledging women and the value of women. And so I like being, I work with him. It's positive. There's always going to be other music, and in times of strife and struggle, sometimes people do have to sing about what it is they're struggling with.
Right.
So I think that answers.
Absolutely. Yes. All right, Chase, what can we expect from you in the next upcoming months? You writing any new music right now?
Yeah, I got a song coming out tomorrow, actually.
Oh, tomorrow.
Yeah. So yeah.
I wish you would have brought it here. Well, you gonna wait till tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
You can check it out. You can follow me on Instagram, Chase4Racks,
Uh-huh.
and Twitter, Chase4Racks, TikTok, Chase4Racks.
Uh-huh.
Keep up with the latest updates. I also got a music video dropping next week.
Okay.
So
All right.
yes,
Sounds
ma'am.
good. Tell us what it's like making a music video.
Really, it's kind of nerve wracking because you want everything just like how you have it in your head.
Uh-huh.
So, but I'm the type of person, I like challenges. So
Uh-huh.
I like building things up from really nothing. So, like you said, it's just a process, honestly.
Uh-huh.
And I'm trying to learn to enjoy the process
Okay.
rather than trying to rush it and, put out half content. So yeah.
Uh-huh. Do you invite your friends to be a part of your music videos, or are they total strangers that you hire to do that with you?
Yeah, my friends, that's mostly who I'm gonna call first, see if they want to be in it,
Uh-huh.
because they make music as well, like I said. So
Uh-huh.
usually, if I'm shooting a video, they're gonna shoot a video probably the same day, or we just take a day to all shoot our videos or whatever,
Uh-huh.
and we all come together like that.
Do you make your videos in Greensboro or somewhere outside of the area?
Yeah, I try to make my videos everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anywhere.
All right. Okay. Chase4Racks. And tell us again how we can find you if we want to connect with you.
Oh yeah, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. You can follow me at Chase4Racks. It's Chase number 4 Racks, RACKZ.
Uh-huh.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And any final words that you'd like to say to our audience today, sir?
I'd just like to thank you for having me and blessing me with this opportunity. And yeah.
Well, you're certainly welcome, and it's been a treat having you here on the show with us. Thank you. All right, Miss Miriam, we're getting to the top of the show, top of the hour. Any closing words for you, ma'am?
Oh, and thank you for inviting me and having this opportunity. I hope people go and listen to African music on whatever channel they listen to. Check it out.
All right. And any message to Mr. Rocky if he's listening, or we'll see this at another time?
Another time. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep spreading the love and connection.
Okay. That is it for Chat City with P. Ross. Thank you for tuning in once again. We'll be back next week. And I just want to say, make it an enjoyable weekend. All right. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Booming from Linwood, this is WRLYLP Raleigh.